What's up, guys? Hopefully we are live here at Sky High Comics. Thank you for hosting. This is Final Fantasy TCG. We are in the Meta Potion Circuit here, circuit event number 6, SoCal, California, and we're gonna go jump into our featured match here. My name is Jason. Thank you guys for checking out the stream here today. Hopefully you guys have seen this game. This is Final Fantasy. Yes, Final Fantasy does have a TCG. It is really fun. It's really simple to play. Product is getting a little bit easier to find in the stores. So we have here, it looks like a mono red deck against, we don't know what Stan is playing here. Stan has not shown us the cards yet. Mono red is a very burn heavy deck. So there, right there, Jeremiah plays down 2 backups, a red mage and a selfie, it looks like. And those are resources. If you're familiar with a card game like Magic, they pretty much are like lands. So now he's going to tap those 2 for 2 fire energy, holding off on that actually. So you can discard a card in your hand for 2 fire energy, or you can tap lands. Essentially, these cards here act again as resources. So he tapped 2 there to bring out a Warrior of Light, which costs 2 energy. The energy is in the top left-hand corner of the card. The other way to get energy is by discarding a card from your hand. That card will get you 2 energy of whatever color you have discarded. You only need one of the correct color to actually play any card. So if you have a fire card, all you need is 1 fire energy, and all the other colors don't matter. So right now Jeremiah's going to tap 1, it looks like, and pitched 1. So he tapped 1, pitched 1 card to play a Brynhildr to deal 7,000 damage, which is enough to blow up the enemy Squall, it looks like there. And then he swung in with the Warrior Light. Stan looks like he's playing a mono ice deck. Ice is a very control-heavy deck here. A lot of discarding. And brought out a Snow there. So he tapped 1, his Time Mage in the back, to bring out Snow, which is a 1-costing forward. So in this game, there's forwards and backups. Forwards are the ones that are doing the fighting, and the backups, again, are the ones that are giving you your resources. They also have special effects on the backups as well. So he pitched 1 and pitched 2 to bring out a Capricious Reaper for 4. And so they all have attack power as well. And the attack power also acts as the life on the card. So that card, Capricious Reaper, is a 8,000 power creature. And then whenever it's chosen by a summon or ability, the opponent must discard a card. Definitely a very strong card. Snow is only a 3,000 attack power creature, but whenever he attacks, he doles 1 card of your choice, 1 forward of your opponent's choice. Jeremiah is now going into attack phase. He maybe backing up there. Yep, so it looks like backed up on the attack phase. So the Imaginary Brawler, when he swings in, he has to choose the highest cost opponent's character. That card cannot block. So he chose the Capricious Reaper, which made him discard a card. And now Stan has the option to block with Snow, because Capricious Reaper cannot block, or he can just go ahead and take the damage. So Stan is at 1 point of damage right now. You can see damage is in that top middle. You take 1 card from the top of your deck, and he is declaring a blocker, it looks like, with Snow, and he is now playing a Moomba, which is going to decrease the Brawler's power down. And then they both ended up trading there. And now it still allows Jeremiah to swing in with the Warrior of Light. Capricious Reaper cannot block for the entire turn, even though the Imaginary Brawler is dead now. And you can see Stan has now taken 2 points of damage. Jeremiah is pitching 1 card and tapping to generate 3 energy to bring out Cloud, one of the most famous Final Fantasy characters. And no cards in hand for Jeremiah. Definitely not generally something you want to do. You want to have options in your hand. But he is in a commanding lead here. 2 points of damage. The game ends when someone gets to 7 points of damage. So let's see what Stan is going to throw out here.
When you get a chance, edit the deck names under the players. Because right now there's
Yeah, I tried to edit the deck names, but it didn't save. It says there's nothing.
So type it in. So put 0 and then OK or something like that, just so it has some.
Okay.
There you go. Yep. Because I don't think it can be blank.
Okay. Right player.
Okay. There you go. Cool.
Alright, so Stan attacked with the Capricious Reaper. Apologize there, we were having some technical difficulties on the stream. Surprisingly, Stan attacked with the Capricious Reaper there. I don't know if I would have done that. I would have probably kept him up because the Reaper is a strong blocker. Now he only has a 6,000 point blocker. Jeremiah is going in for the attack with the 5,000 power Warrior of Light. Interesting play here. Red does have buffs. Cards specifically like Belias that will increase attack power, and then also the selfie back there has a buff on it. So he's going to buff the selfie there, pitching the energy needed. And then Cloud going in there for the damage there. So definitely the combat tricks there. As I said earlier, backups do have abilities. And we just saw one there. So Selfie did a buff there for, I believe, 2,000 points of damage. It's hard to read the cards there. But if my memory serves me correctly, that was a 2,000 buffs, which bring the Warrior of Light from 5,000 up to 7,000. Enough to kill the 6,000. Oh, and over here, Stan was like, oh, I could forget about Selfie. Definitely things do happen. You do want to make sure that you read the opponent's backups. That is a very, very important. At this point, Stan is in a very bad spot because now he's only got one forward and his opponent does have a red mage backup. The red mage backup, we haven't seen the ability yet, allows Jeremiah to select one opponent's forward, and that forward cannot block for the remainder of the turn. You do have to pay a cost of fire and anything else, so small cost. I don't know why Stan did that. Stan now left himself completely open, and now he's going to take 2 points of damage just with no disregard whatsoever. Like, I mean, at least if he had a blocker, he would force him. So he flipped over a Jill. There's EX burst on cards. That means when it goes into the damage zone, they trigger automatically. So he got the freeze, and it looks like he chose Freeze Warrior Light and Cloud. Freeze means that the cards will not activate. You can see they're turned right now. So Warrior Light is in the dulled position. That means he's not going to activate on Jeremiah's turn this turn. When he draws his cards, normally you activate all of your cards and everything refreshes. But when it's frozen, it stays in that dull state for another turn. So we got them thinking here. Stan hasn't activated his Sarah yet. His card is activated, just hasn't, activated yet. Unless he's going to play a 1-drop in his hand and he's thinking about which 1-drop to play. But generally, yeah, he may have just forgotten to activate that one card. So it looks like in this spot, I mean, I don't think there's much that that Stan can do to come back from this. It's looking like this game is pretty much over here. Because Jeremiah has the red mage that can make the Capricious not block. He also has the Seraphine that can buff up for 2k. He has Cloud now on the field, which can also give a buff to any other attacking forward, including himself, for another 2k. So Jeremiah can make his guys very, very big if needed. Stan does have 3 cards in hand, so I don't know what he has available here, if he has any tricks. But he is at 5 points of damage. You can see the damage up there again in the top center. And once he gets to 7, this game is all over. And it is only a best of 1 as well. So this is it's total clutch here. This is the first round of the tournament. Alright, so Stan is just passing here, opting not to play anything. He may have some tricks in hand, and you can see that Jeremiah was going to activate the Warrior of Light, but he has remembered it is frozen, so it does not activate. That is actually a very, very big thing here, because if he had 3 guys active, he could just kind of trample over Stan's one guy, and this would be pretty much GG, unless Stan has something in his hand. Ice does have a lot of summons, so Stan is going to play, looks like a Shiva here, to dole both of the attackers there before combat goes in.
Turn off the round. There should be like
Round.
Yep, just cancel it.
Cancel.
And then hit the eyeball. Just turn off. Cool, thank you.
Okay. So Shiva is a great card there. So it doles 2 forwards that your opponent controls, which is now saving a turn here. The only play that Stan could potentially draw into is if he has a Zelaria. Zelaria will kill all of your opponent's dole forwards that are prime numbers. So it will kill pretty much everything besides the Tifa if that comes up. So Jeremiah played a Zangan, which allows him to search for a Tifa, building up more resources as well. Alright, so there comes out a Duke, and then a Rinoa. Definitely a nice turn there. Rinoa is, when Rinoa dies, she's going to dole all forwards that opponent controls. So she is a nice little wall. Duke now gives all of the opponent's forwards plus 1,000. But Stan looks like this is already game here. There's definitely a lot of plays. So a water kick coming out. So Tifa has a special ability to dole something and then deal 6,000 points of damage. Doling the Rinoa there. And then it looks like he's going to go Red Mage on the Capricious, which means Capricious cannot block. And then now it's not over until this card. Now it is over. So that 6 point of damage could have flipped an EX burst that could have changed the game potentially, which is one of the cool things about the EX bursts. And so, yep, that is round number 1 there. And Jeremiah taking it down. It looked like 7-2 there. Yeah, these games, it can go very, very quick, especially if it is one-sided like that. So a couple early mistakes, it looked like, by Stan there. Forgetting about the Sylphie. So discussing about the stream, it's always good to hear people talk about their stream failures and victories. So Stan is over there discussing about my one-time stream failures and all that. So we'll see. Maybe we will continue on with Jeremiah and this journey here. Definitely looking forward to the next round to see who we have on the featured table here at Sky High Comics. The rounds are 30 minutes, so we do have a little bit of a break here in between rounds. So it looks like they're just gonna have a funsy game here. Let's see what's going to go on here. We do have 15 minutes or so, which is great. Yeah, so now they're gonna kind of like demo the game here, and that's the cool thing. The Final Fantasy TCG community is so friendly. It's one of the best communities out there for any game whatsoever. Like, just so opening, friendly, welcoming. If like if you're scared of coming out to a tournament or an event, don't be. Like, you're going to meet so many friendly faces. It's just a good time. We have a lot of get-togethers, random events here and there. The SoCal Final Fantasy TCG Facebook group is just booming. We have like 500 members now. And I mean, there's hardly anyone that I wouldn't just go out and just have a beer with, even though I don't drink. But yeah, I would just like casually hang out with pretty much everybody in the group. Everyone in the community is so just nice. So just awesome people. So don't be fearful of coming out to your local card store, supporting the Final Fantasy TCG, learning how to play. It's very, very simple. If you've played any TCGs whatsoever, you can probably pick this up within about 15 or 20 minutes. Of course, there are some deep complexities in the game with some certain card interactions, but nothing too crazy. The game is still fairly new too. It's about 1 year old, about 1 year and like 2 months. We have a new set of cards, Opus 4, coming out in about 2 or 3 weeks. December 1st is the release date of that. So there's currently 3 sets of cards out. In the 4th set again coming out December 1st. It is a little difficult to find starter decks right now. That is an issue for people trying to jump into the game. But some stores have been getting demo decks, which are kind of free, learn the game decks provided by Square Enix and GTS. Definitely worthwhile to ask your stores if they have any demo decks and maybe can teach you the game. So this is a typical starting hand for most players, is they go backups. So Jeremiah over here on the right has put out 2 backups. He put out a Red Mage, and then he put out a Zengen. Zengen is going to search for Tifa, and this is an amazing start for a red deck because he has 2 backups, which means he has 2 free resources every single turn. And same thing, so Stan actually started out really strong as well here. 2 backups as well. So a Time Mage, which blinks a card, and then also it looks like a Devout there. So normally when you do summon a forward, a character there that can attack, they cannot attack right away, but Jeremiah, Tifa has haste thanks to Zengen the backup. So Zengen allows Tifa to attack right away. And so he just summoned the Tifa and then boom, right away smacking in there. So he... Yeah, so I was going to say, Stan does have a Jill in his hand, which freezes 2 opponents forwards. So he's freezing the Tifa. Just kind of curious of why he put out the Duke as well. In my opinion, his better play there would have been to tap 2 and then to bring the Jill out for free. And then next turn, tap 3 to bring out the Duke for free. And then he actually would have cards still in hand. He has 1 card in hand, it looks like right now, but I think that would just be the better play. So at this point, he left 1 resources up that Devout was not used this turn. And you can see just the card advantage, I think, is gonna be a big factor in this game. You can have a max of 5 backups as well, so it's good to have an open slot or 2 so you can play backups, because generally they have enter the field effects. So at this point, like, now Stan had to draw 2. Well, you don't have to draw 2. You draw 2 every turn. And so now he's got 3 cards in hand. We don't know what necessarily, he kept the Renoa, it looked like, last turn. So he drew a Squall and a Vayne. Squall's definitely not that strong of a card because he's a 6,000 character against red. And now with the Duke, he's a 7,000 character. But red has a lot of burns. So here comes a burn for 6,000. Oh, no. He's pulling back on that. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. If you're going official, you definitely cannot go back. But since, again, the scene is so just friendly, casual, friendly. They allow a lot of takebacks there. So you can see the water kick didn't go through. He like, no, oops, it wouldn't kill him because he, wants to kill the Squall, obviously. So why deal 6,000 when, it's not going to kill him? So they are also demoing too here. So teaching the game to someone else. And so they're talking about parting attack there. So if the heroes are the same color, you can actually team up and party with 2, 3, 4, 5, as many characters that are the same color that you want in one big giant party attacking together, combining their attack strength. You cannot defend with multiple characters. You can only defend with one character at a time. So Jeremiah's going in there with Cloud, which has Brave right now thanks to Tifa, and is a 7,000. It's a 7,000 versus 7,000, but Jeremiah's Cloud does have an ability to buff himself or buff any other attacking character by 2,000. So right at this point, you definitely don't want to block, but he's going to block, which I don't know why. And I guess for demo purposes, they're just letting the things die. Jeremiah should have pumped up his Cloud there using the ability, which would have made the Cloud 9,000 versus the 7,000. Oh, I guess he did. He did buff up, and then Squall's ability is anytime he blocks, he deals 6,000 to someone, so that's going to finish it off as well. Alright, that makes sense. They kind of skip the motions there. So Capricious Reaper came back out. This is a card you guys are familiar with from earlier. So anytime it is chosen by a summoner ability, you have to discard a card. Definitely a very strong card. It's a 4/8, which is right on curve. And you can see Jeremiah ramping up right there like crazy. 3 forwards already. 3 points of damage. Red just brings the beats. A lot of aggro in red. So 3 for Rinoa. And really, I mean, there's nothing that Stan could do at this point, really, it looks like. Because there's a red mage on the field, there's a Selfie on the field, you have Imaginary Brawler. All those cards are very, very powerful in their own right, and now you combine them together. So he is red maging on the Rinoa, so Rinoa cannot block. So he's swinging now with the Warrior of Light. And Warrior Light has a special ability. Anytime it deals damage to someone that is 4 cost or higher, the damage is doubled. So his 5,000 attack power isn't that scary, but it will deal 10,000 against the Capricious Reaper, which will end up killing it. Tifa's going in there for 8,000 against an 8,000. Oh, 9,000 actually, because of the Duke. So he used the Imaginary Brawler last because he didn't want to discard the card. And as you can see, it's already 6-0 right now. It's a very, very bad shape for Stan. Alright, so he flipped a Jill, which freezes 2 cards, which is going to buy him some time here. So now Tifa and Warrior Light are both frozen. They are not going to activate next turn. Yeah, so they full foil deck. wonder if we're going to see a Zalera here. I don't know if it's in his hand there. No, it looks like another Capricious Reaper. Stan definitely has a lot of options now. You can see it looks like 6 cards in hand. Some cards are unique, so like I can see a Duke in his hand. He cannot play another Duke. He already has one on the field, so that is pretty much a worthless card right now. You can always discard it for CP. And out comes the Squall again. He does have that Devout there, so Devout resurrects a 4-drop. Alright, I have a judging, so I will be back.
When does damage matter? When we have the things and whoever took the less damage, like the least damage?
One was like Squall with fist and like, oh yeah.
You fucked up?
Well,
Squall.
because I'm like,
Can't block.
he attacked with Cloud into Squall second day. So I'm like, why are they both dying? Like, if you just self-buff this is Cloud. Like, I guess if he's playing for cards, it's the art place. And then the guy is, I just Squall to 6, I'm who's saying that? I'm like, oh yeah, Squall to 6,000 plus.
Jason, you're failing us. You're failing us.
Why'd you do that, man? Why did I wait? Why'd you do that? That was a Marijuana. Yeah.
A lot of water. Water.
You somehow hella thirsty.
Water hurts all day, man.
Ooh, Stan has made a nice comeback here. It looks like he Genesis Avatared with a Time Mage to deal it twice. But you can see he's at 6 points of damage, so definitely got to be very careful about anything sneaking in here. And with the Red Mage in the background there, and then Hasty Tifas, also Belias is in red. Belias give haste as well, so there's a lot of ways that Jeremiah can just sneak in there for the last point of damage. Only one card in hand though, so definitely a potential for a comeback here. Bringing out another Capricious Reaper, which is a very strong play at this point. Ooh, a big Rubicante. A 9,000 meat shield. It's not going to do much, actually, because of the Reapers being at 9k thanks to the Duke. And the Genesis Avatar is at 10,000 thanks to the Duke. And that's also one card that Jeremiah can't sneak in with because it activates all opponents' forwards when he attacks. But, I mean, you have to draw... you have to draw, you have to play what you draw. Yes, the next stream is pre-release on the 26th. Appreciate all the love, you guys.
How's the commentary?
Commentating is going good. And I do apologize for any of the stream issues. This is the first time I'm commentating on stream, and this is also the first time, to my knowledge, that they are streaming here, Sky High Comics for Final Fantasy. So it only will get better in the future, guys. All right, we have round 2 pairings coming up shortly. We will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes as the pairings come up and setting up for the second game, second round. Stay tuned, guys.
Jeremiah, you shouldn't get out.
Oh, I'm here again?
Yep.
You do.
We can put Ray and Vince there. I mean,
It's up to you guys. It's up to you. It doesn't matter to me.
you want to put different people on cover?
Vince, you want to be on?
Different decks.
All right, let's do different decks. That way, that way, whichever one of you guys makes it to the next round, you'll be on your next. Okay. So let's do Ray and Vince on cover.
Putting the pressure on you, Jeremiah. You gotta win so you can get.
It's a stream.
The stream is just
I've
you
got the
playing.
win on stream now.
Oh yeah, it's on Twitch and on YouTube. It's Sky High Comics.
Sky High Comics on YouTube?
Yep. And on Twitch.
This girl's hot. Little pirate booty.
Is that your game?
I don't think that's a magic card. I don't know who she is. She's a pirate playing poker.
Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, we are getting ready for the second round matchup. So sadly, there was only 8 people today, 9 if you can count myself, which is not playing because it's an odd number. So we are only doing 3 rounds here. We are going to do some more casual, funsy games, or maybe a mini tournament afterwards as well. So this is the second round here. So it's you got to win 3 games and you win the event. That's what happens in a 8-man tournament. So up here in this featured match, we're going to have Vince versus Ronaldo.
And then on YouTube as well.
And they are getting ready. Let's just prep up the names here.
How we doing?
Good, everything's going good.
Cool. Everyone having a good time?
Yeah, we got comments over here. People are happy and pleased.
Sweet. Right on, right on.
No offense to yours. I think it's cool. You got matches, please.
Yeah, go ahead when you guys are ready. Go.
I will be on the play.
We're going, alright. Screw it.
Yeah, go ahead, start.
Alright, guys, you have 30 minutes to begin.
We're good. Ready?
All right, so it'd be cool here if Jeremiah can actually win his next game. We will see him in the finals playing whoever wins this matchup. Again, that all depends on if Jeremiah can win his game that is off stream. Then we'll have a kind of like showdown of the champions here. Transition button whenever you get a chance and stuff. All right, so time has started. We are at the 30 minutes for round number 2. And look at those playmats. I mean, look at that Vincent playmat there. It definitely looks really badass, guys. So again, if you are a Final Fantasy fan, jump into this game. The artwork is cool. The cards are awesome. Square Enix has definitely done a great job there.
That's what I did. That's why I got it. That's why she's playing.
So Vincent playmat, Vincent sleeves. Vince definitely loves Vincent, it looks like. We have a request from my ugly mug on camera, so let's go ahead and show that real quick so I can say hi to you guys. I don't know where the camera is over here. Right here? Right here. So this is my ugly mug. I am Jason. I do have a YouTube channel myself, so I think the camera's right there. I'm definitely going to put this up on my YouTube channel. I do a lot of MMORPG games and mobile phone games, so if you're interested in any of that stuff or just show support, go ahead and follow my channel. It's Jason Wivart, JASONWIVART on YouTube. Yes, both mats are definitely cool. Alright, let's jump back into the game here. Alright, Vince is playing a Earth deck. I don't know if it's Mono Earth or not. And we have another Ice. Oh, it looks like we have Ice Lightning here from Ray. Time Mage and then a Red Mage. Red Mage is the mage that gives haste. You pay a small cost. I believe it is 1 lightning and 1 colorless. And you can give haste to any character. And then also doling the Red Mage. So Vince looks like, of course, with the Vincent theme, playing Earth. And he's got Vincent in hand with a Ursula. It's definitely painful. Vince only has 1 backup at this point. He had to pitch a card to play the Ursula. Ray dropping down a Alcid Onion Knight combo. So Alcid, when he comes in, he targets an active forward, dealing it 6,000 points of damage, and then brings in a secondary card, 3 or less lightning. So just a massive, massive tempo play there. Let's see what Vince has up his sleeve. Vince does have Shantato in his deck, being an Earth deck, which is a huge catch-up card. Probably one of the strongest cards in the game. So Shantato is a 7-drop backup that removes all forwards from the field. Removes them from the play. So it sounds expensive, but it's really, really a great value. And a great catch-up card for Earth. So Earth is never out of the game. Going in there with a party attack. The first time we've seen a party attack. So he combined the Onion Knight and the Alcid strength. Because he was worried about the Monk in the background there. Monk can buff up the Ursula. I believe that is the 3k buff up on that Monk. Oh, I didn't switch to commentator view. Oh, I will jump back to commentator. I forgot to hit the transition button, actually. Again, apologize. Alright, so we are transitioning. You should be able to see my face. Hey, guys. Again, first time streaming on here. So we'll do a little bit of commentating with the face here so you guys can see my ugly mug. I don't know why you want to see my ugly mug, but hey. Oh, Vince is dropping out the Vincent and Yuffie combo there. So bring out Vincent for 4 energy. And then when you have Vincent out, you got to play Yuffie for free. This is definitely going to be a way different game than what we saw last time with the Fire Ice decks. We already have a 3 versus 3 here forward matchup. A lot of different, abilities in play now. So Vincent has a special ability. Ursula has a special ability. Monk has a special ability. Tama has a special ability. We're going to see some pretty cool combos in the coming turns, it looks like. So Yuffie on the field also does buff up Vincent. So Vincent is now a 9,000 attacking forward. And yes, the guy definitely loves Vincent. And his name's Vince, too. I mean, how appropriate. Kuja also does have some really good abilities. So whenever Kuja attacks, he can dole a character and then also freeze a character. So he's attacking with Kuja. Let's see, he's going to pay the cost. So it costs 1 to dole the Vincent. So he's doling Vincent, and now he can freeze if he wants to. It is going to cost 1 more energy to freeze. Oh, and that was big. That was a big flip. So Vince took the damage and he flipped a Mustado, which kills a Dole forward. Huge. That is a huge play right there. That is one of the catch-up mechanics in the Final Fantasy TCG. I mean, it's not a completely one-sided game, so if you are dominating a match, you can lose to EX Burst. So that right there, like that killed a big forward. Kuja was definitely doing a lot of damage. So Vincent also has Brave thanks to Yuffie, and now the damage went through. No blocks. Flipped it over a Jill. Jill is now going to freeze 2 forwards, which means they do not activate. So he selected the Ursula and the Yuffie. The reason he did that was if Vince attacks with Yuffie or Ursula, they will then now not activate. Kind of using it as a deterrent. Generally, you're not going to attack in with them because they are weaker. He could have buffed them up with a Monk. When Vince dropped out an Emperor. So now this negates all special abilities on opponent's cards.
If people are questioning the list, you can kind of read off what we have there.
Definitely cool. Thank you guys for checking out the stream. Commenting is always awesome. So lots of cards in hand here for Ray. A lot of different options. Let's see what he's thinking of. He does have a Jill in hand. There's no value in Jill. So Jill is the card that flipped over in the EX Burst. It's going to freeze 2 backups. So you definitely want to hold on to that until later when Vince attacks. And then it can freeze 2 guys. So pitching 1 ice. It's going to generate 2 ice CP. CP is crystal points. So they called crystal points in this game. And then turning 2. So now he played 4 for Amon. When Amon comes in the field, he doles a forward. So he's doling Vincent. Yeah, probably should have froze the Vincent with the Kuja. And that's the same thing. Right now, he has the option to put down another Jill and freeze the Vincent. I'm not sure I like this play of a party attacking. I mean, he's putting all his faith in the Amon as the blocker here. Amon is only an 8,000 strength. And then with the Monk there, you can definitely threaten with Ursula. You can threaten, even with Yuffie. Yuffie would trade with the Amon here. So Yuffie is a base 5,000. Oh, he's tapping the Monk. I definitely don't like... Oh, okay. There we go. He's got an Atomos. That's why. Don't mind that at all right there. So Atomos is dealing the 9,000 from the Vincent to the Amon to kill the Amon there. And then you can just swing it in there. That's how I pronounce it. I pronounce it as Jill. My pronunciation of stuff is potentially off on a lot of things, so don't take it for truth if that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, but we call it Jill Nabata, I think it is. Man, I butchered that. I don't even want to say anymore. It could be Gil. It could be Gil. So Ray is definitely in a very, very bad spot here. He does have a lot of cards. He does have, it looks like 6 cards again. He does have the Jill in hand. Or Gil, if you want to call it Gil. I think Jill sounds better because it obviously female, so Gil sounds like the fish. Jill sounds like a hot chick that you like to go out with. I don't think I'd like to date a Gil. So probably freeze the Emperor and the Ursula with the Jill. And then it looked like there's an Odin in there. You can't really do much with the Odin. So it looks like he's got a pitch 2. Can't see what they are. And you can see the first match that we had was very, very quick. There wasn't that much thinking. And now this game, you can see it's taking a little bit longer because there's a lot more thought process going on. And that's just Red. Red goes very, very quick, easy, just like push through, burn things, blow stuff up. Red is definitely, if you are starting out the game, start out with Red. I've always recommend Mono Red to anyone that's beginning a new journey here in the Final Fantasy TCG. Very straightforward, very easy to play. Not that much thinking. There's a lot more combos in different colors and different elements. And as you saw, Red just dominated against the Mono Ice deck earlier on. And this is a critical moment too. I mean, Ray is at 5 points of damage. A mistake here could cost him the game. Hence why he's taking a long time thinking about what to do. I wish we could see what he had in his hand here. I mean, we know he has a Jill. Alright, so he's ditching for Laguna. Alright, to Dull. Alright, so now he can Jill the Vincent and the Emperor. I think that would be the best play here. From what I know of his hand. The problem is he may not have another Ice CP in his hand to play the Jill. And if that's the case, then he just made a mistake by tapping his Time Mage. Because his Time Mage generates an Ice energy. Alright, so he was swinging in for damage with Al Cid. Oh no, he does have Zalera in his hand, it looks like. That is a crazy card. It's going to kill everything besides the Vincent. So the question is, does he want a Jill or does he want a Zalera? I would Jill at this point because Jill's going to give him a backup. Zalera will not kill the Vincent. I mean, you can make a case for both, though. Because Zalera will clear the field besides the Vincent, so it would be a 3 versus 1. Zalera kills a 2... oh yeah, it doesn't kill the Emperor, so it's going to kill... Yeah, so definitely, you're right. It kills a 2, a 3, a 5. I forget that it doesn't kill 4. So the Emperor would survive. You're correct on that. Yep, so that. For sure, Jill. Freezing those 2.
And then the not drawing the Minwu quickly made a difference as well. Is that mono water? Mono water.
So Vince does still have plays here. He's got the Monk to buff up to get stronger than the Laguna. His 5k Yuffie and his 6k Ursula can just go over that Laguna. And it looks like he drew another backup Monk and then a Titan. Wow, no attacks. That is very interesting here. Man, I think Vince would have had the game there, or almost had the game, because he could go through, he would swing with Ursula, uh, probably take the block with a Vincent, or probably take the block with Laguna, and then he would crack the Monk to make the Ursula stronger. Oh, here comes a Shiva. And Ray is discarding a card from his hand to pay for the Shiva, which is interesting. I don't know why he didn't use his CP from his backups. Oh, and that's game. That is game. Ray pulled out a very big victory there thanks to the Shiva. Wow. I thought, you know, if I was a betting man, I thought Vince was going to take that game down. Yeah, so he was talking about the Zalera, and he's like, yeah, I could have Zalera, and definitely the Jill was the better play there. Yeah, so Ray drew the Shiva, so he didn't have that play lined up, but the Jill definitely saved the day there. I'm not sure if it would have mattered if... Actually, no, it would have. So if Vince had attacked and then forced Ray to block, so he would attack with both of the guys. Ray would have died if he didn't block one of them. And then he uses the Monk to buff up one of the guys, either the Yuffie or the... I am drawing a blank on the other, or the Ursula. That would kill off the Laguna or the other guy, the Alcid, which then would leave Ray with 1 point away from winning the match, even if, you know, he drew that Shiva. And Ray would have put, or Vince would have put Ray at 6 points of damage. Yeah, I definitely think a mistake there. I think he should have pushed forward, cracking the Monk. All right, guys, we are going to get ready for round number 3. There's a little bit of time left. I'm going to go check on the matches, see how things are shaking out in the tournament. So we now have Ray going into the finals here. Final match. Let's see who he is running up against. Did Jeremiah win his match? I will be back finding out the results for you guys.
Shiva, Jill, and Zalera all in my hand. I wanted to use the Zalera.
That was pro back and forth on the Solera. I'm like, then someone commented it doesn't kill the Emperor. I'm like, oh yeah, so it's a no-brainer. I'm like, it doesn't kill the Emperor or the
That's why I needed to do the
Jill was a no-brainer at that point. And so at first I was like, he kills everything except for Vincent. I'm like, no. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
It might be wrong.
You should have attacked. Because you use it high.
I'm a bad player.
And if you force him to block, you're going to kill off one of his guys, break the Monk. So then you wouldn't have enough guys to counterattack or kill you.
That's how not sure I am discarding a Renault on the first.
Well, I only have 2 more attackers.
It's your go.
Yeah, I know.
You would be able to take 1 hit.
I mean, it's not bad because I get back.
And then you kill that one. So then you don't have enough guys to kill you. So then you're alive, unless he brings out a haste or something.
Yeah.
Which
he could have.
He could have done it first. And he has the damage too.
Oh, yeah,
So like,
too, yeah.
yeah, so like there's potential, but like.
I did have the Kyros and Laguna, but again, in order to play it all, like it was.
I got you at the game.
Yeah,
No, it was.
The Jill freeze on me.
Yeah.
And I just needed to draw a board.
Yeah.
Board, and I did draw. I had 25 boards, so I was like.
Shiva.
Shiva kills.
Shiva kills for sure. Yeah, I won.
Oh, okay, cool. Our 2 winners from my stream matches.
Wait, so we have, so it's gonna be technically 4 2-2s, no?
It's just winner of you win the tournament.
And then there'll be a 3-0 and a bunch of 2-1s. Yeah.
so I am going versus you.
Yeah.
If you're 2-0, yeah. Oh. I think I'm on a bad streak with you right now, so. Uh-oh. Well, maybe this will be the turnaround.
The Automobile is pretty big too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought when you picked that, I'm like,
Really
that's
big.
still the deal I thought.
Oh, it's funny that my brother even said that too. It's all like, the chat Jason was having a hard time seeing your hand, but I saw this alert. He was going like, take a long time. You can just do
user effect to activate it.
It's like he was having a hard time because of Joe and Solera. That I was going back and forth.
Yeah, because I'm like, I saw the chill. I'm like, okay, he's on chill. Alright. It's like, chill.
Put her back in your hand. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to do. I wanted to do both. That's what I'm saying. I had cards, but I was
13K.
I was trying to overextend myself. Okay, I wanted to Solera and I wanted to freeze, but the way the cards work, and I only had 2 back at the time, I couldn't do all that stuff. So, because I was afraid exactly that I was probably gonna get on the comeback. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to. Like, if you would have broke the monk and attacked one of the last turn, like you said, I probably would have forced, and you were just 1 more damage away from it, and I wouldn't have been able to. But again, I could have had Laguna, yeah.
So you can qualify. You gate kept this. You gate kept this. You gate kept this.
Oh.
Like, you already qualified?
Yeah.
One hand.
Oh, you're gonna get enough points, you're gonna qualify. Because it's, I mean, you get like 8 points for going to one of these things.
I am
and,
dark.
like, top
Yeah,
80.
I'm both blue.
So since, top 4, like,
You're going to a teacup.
I think I take a sheet.
By the Revolution. Are you gonna try?
I'm gonna try it.
So that should give you a bunch of points too.
So many people, like, I got to, Saturn or something. 3 over here. There's a lot of tickets available still.
Everybody got 4?
2. Well, I technically didn't get any, but I got charged twice. Like, mine didn't actually go through, so.
This is the price for it. 5 packs for the X1s, 2 packs for the X2s, and then 1 pack for the X.
I need to kill that.
Basically 8 packs, so.
I do. She's that big of a problem.
There's like 16K.
I
Ask us 16K yesterday. That's pretty stuff.
What do I get? Just, we're gonna do. Well, the 8 right here doesn't do it. There.
don't know.
Yeah, you got 1 for everybody already. Yeah, okay.
I'm glad I just ditched that to Val.
That's exciting.
Yep.
You care about that card?
Huh?
That chuckle meant yes. Maybe it doesn't know. I'm not really sure. It was probably the side
Okay.
The one card that he can't discard to activate it.
So you can keep.
Don't tell me no.
I can't. It's a very good job.
But he didn't like. He didn't get your backups. Like after that. Yep.
Just the nick.
Is it?
I wonder what I drew. Could that be?
Make sure I got under.
I really like wind and water. Water ice. I want to make it. I want the color to be like freaking great. They look cool together.
Yes, please report your deed party attack.
Ray was this one?
Oh no, Ray one. What are you running? Trader? You got a nice fire. Yeah, so it's supposed to go.
No.
Standard still? I think it's still like 50 bucks.
Did I report to you, Rudy?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. I'll allow it.
I've been
I'll
wanting
allow
to
it.
so because like the colors are supposed to be.
And I'm going to. I'm gonna untap. And draw. I'm gonna draw again.
I didn't really get a chance to practice with this. This was did well.
All right, guys, we have about 2.5 minutes left in the round. We have one game still finishing up. So in this game, if they do go to time, they have 3 turns. They have 0 turn, and then 3 more turns afterwards. So it could be a few more minutes here. We'll see how this game shakes out. And we do have a final setup: Jeremiah against Ray in the final. So you are going to get to see the 2 deck that won on stream battle it out in the finals here. I will be back. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, we'll be back on the stream with the game in about probably 4 minutes, I'd say.
And then you keep replaying the Phoenix and it brings you back and then load it up again. Now it's like, so I actually
Yeah, I already signed up for
yes,
course.
I it cost 7 to have so I just
Swing of things.
and I forwarded my Whitestone cost
Sick, man.
equal to or less than
A weekend. So I said it was the same weekend as Root Course.
and you sacrifice
Things are more important, you know?
Yeah.
cost for
Of course.
from your oh yep yeah so basically you'll sacrifice just a random creature like if I have 4 damage that's a pretty good swing. A lot of times you'll end up having to look at Mahadi or
Let me know if you guys need help.
EX
Yeah,
Oh, you're right.
frenzy for like 10,000 destroyed by that so there's rules out a lot of times I can play Cat Cosmos out or Kanto I can Phoenix
Blocking for suckers.
or you destroy competitive damage.
Allow it.
Yeah, Cosmos and Shadow, exactly. Just it's just a few shots of being official off the Levitate lightning. So that happened a couple times. I played against the Naruto deck that was
He's 11 again?
already done 2,000 across the board, and then Spellfire, 7K, like swung out the next turn. So there's a lot of options for
I've never been able to get snow and push out at the same time, but I want to play my
I was going, I just
I think I'm about to. I don't know if it's correct, so we're going back to.
because I forgot
Party test? Stack it, so we've got trigger. So stone resolves first. Tap down Titus. Creature resolves second. Freeze Titus. What's up with his power at? Hang on, we're not the blocks yet. Cantrip? No, I discarded that. Discarding that. Alright. So water, lich, cantrip. Okay, cantrip resolved. I am going to choose.
Still not to blocks. First hand?
Lost too.
She is a 8 at the moment.
She really don't want to play for
She's a 9 kick.
I'm good with an ace and all that.
Move the blocks.
That's hard to do.
More blocks.
I have one more effect.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Heaven's Wrath.
That's
First strike?
you
Okay.
paid first strike.
4 blocks. I have effects now. Ash.
I don't have the key to the activator.
So,
After that,
Okay.
I have no way around that. Damn crit. Is it possible that this there'll be one. There'll be at least two.
Yeah, this is 2 zeros.
Oh, and this is a double. Okay.
They're 2 zeros.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
alright, we're in there. Dang. Success, I got Ash off the board.
You're good. You just put a third one in last night.
I think
Oh,
she's
yeah,
good,
yeah.
dude. I actually really like her as a burrito. Especially since Ice is quite so much.
Oh man.
She's already 8K, right?
Super defensive.
Yeah. Oh, he's 8K too?
Alright, now I just gotta get Genesis
Wait,
to
is Duke out?
make the discard cards.
Who are you gonna start?
I'll target.
Combat?
Joel Priest.
Another fairy.
Oh,
I'm so stupid.
dumbass.
Good thing this game's not for real. Okay.
Hey, you run a strong one too.
Send in Genesis. And you get first strike.
You guys can get ready over there.
Moogle.
Are we doing best of 3?
No.
Yeah,
One
she's
game.
already got
One
7
game?
on her.
One game.
Oh yeah, because this is not cut. It's just.
Top four.
Are we? Is the next round ready?
Yeah, you're ready.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, you guys play right now.
And the streaming audience is waiting.
Okay, we better get to it.
I'm not sure it will.
We're done. You win this one. You win.
You win this one.
Got it.
I win the fun one.
I do. So I did learn something though. Like there's some complicated lines, like that weird.
One more full round. Stand.
You do about.
Yeah.
With all the vowels and all that crap. Like you can make some really difficult.
All right, we are getting ready here for the finals, round number 3 in the 8-man
Another devout.
tournament.
And some other tweaks I want to make.
Welcome back, guys. All right, so we've seen most of their decks here. We've seen Mono Fire from Jeremiah. Let's change up the names here, and then Ray with a Ice Lightning. All right, right player name. All right, Jeremiah. So, chat, who do you think is going to win this match? Do you think Mono Fire is going to win this match, or Ice Lightning going to pull it out? Post votes in the chat here. Love to hear what you guys think. All right, cool. So we got Jeremiah's up there. We got Ray's up there. We got them sitting in the right spots.
Is that mono ice? Yeah. They wanted it to win. Huh? They wanted it. Well, I'm trying to win it. Would you win this? I did.
Well,
Almost
you
the same
nice.
thing.
That was the last one.
Which I liked a lot. Yeah.
What is that over here? So me personally here, I think, let's see. Oh, this is a tough one. Ice Lightning against Fire. I think the Fire deck is just gonna rush out too quickly here and take down the Ice Lightning. Ice Lightning does have a shot at winning this game, I think, if he can pull off the Al Cid combo. If he can get an Al Cid combo off, I think that will be enough to change the tempo of the game. But I think in general, I think fire is favored in this matchup. So I think Jeremiah has the advantage in this game. And the reason I say that is Ice Lightning takes a little while to actually build up. There's a lot of medium cost cards, of 4 cost or so in the Raise deck, the Ice Lightning deck. Jeremiah is not running a complete, like, just rush fire deck either, though. There are some mono red decks that just go, like, pure 2-drops and then just spam out little guys with haste, Beliases, and burns. His deck is a little bit more mid-ranged as well. All right, let's see here. So they get the option to mulligan. I don't think we talked about this. So you draw your 5 cards, and you have the option to mulligan here. We see an Alcid. We see a Jill. We still looks like an Odin in a raise hand here. Is he? No, he's gonna keep, it looks like. It looks like a Time Mage as well. That looks like a pretty solid hand. Yep, he's keeping. And we are off to the races here. First turn. Selfie on there on the right for Jeremiah. Ray draws into a Jill, and it looks like a Devout. This definitely looks like a very strong hand for Ray. Dropping a Jill to play Time Mage. I wonder if he's going to go for a Devout or go for a Jill. In this spot, I probably would drop for... the Jill, actually. It looks like he's going to go Devout. Yep, so dropping the Laguna and the other Jill for a Devout. 2 backups, definitely very nice for his deck. This is a good start for Ray. So the reason I would have dropped the Jill instead of the Devout is because next turn, it sets up your next turn. So that means you would drop the Laguna for the Jill, even though you get no value off of the Jill's effect. And then now next turn you have 2 backups. You tap the 2 backups and you discard any card in your hand, and you can play the Devout. Whereas now Ray is stuck with, I believe, 3 cards in hand, and he doesn't really have a play this turn, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, off of what he's got left in his hand. So kind of working off of your opening plays to set up a future play. Let's see what he does draw and what he does play this turn. All right, a Kyros. I can't see. It looks like an Alcid. I think he had a Cid in the beginning. All right, yep, dropping the Cid. Oh, to play another Devout. So that definitely nice. Double Devouts there. All right, so if he had the Devout in his hand, which it looked like he did, because it looked like he drew a Kyros and something else. I'm liking his more double Devout play in the beginning, because Devout allows you to take back a forward 4 or less in your graveyard and bring it to the field. And then the inner effects do trigger as well. So it doesn't matter if his Alcid or Laguna is in the break zone. He can still just pop them out there and bring them out on the field. You can only use Devout on your turn. And here comes the onslaught of red, bringing out 2 guys. Here's that imaginary brawler, and then a Lawn. Lawn is a new card that we haven't seen play yet here on the stream. Lawn cannot be blocked by units that have higher power than him. He can also not block units that have higher power than him as well. So the power has to be equal for a block on Lawn. And now the Lawn is buffed up. Jeremiah has dropped out a Lebro, which gives all the fire units plus 1,000 power. So both of his guys are at 8,000 strength, with a Seraphy in the background, which can give a plus 2k. Ray ditching a red mage, tapping 2. Looks like it's going to be a Squall. And then he is going to crack the Devout, comboing the Laguna, so getting both effects here. So forcing Jeremiah to discard 2, and then he's going to dull and freeze one guy. And now Squall and Laguna are both 9k forwards. They both buff each other up. And definitely a very, very strong opening here for Ray. I might want to take back my original thought process here. Ray has a good opening. Ray is in I think a commanding position right now. Lawn can still go through for free damage because Lawn is 8,000 and Squall and Laguna are both 9,000. So might as well because Lawn can't block either way. So Jeremiah should go in there for that 1 point of damage. Let's go into the full game mode here as well. Enough of my ugly mug. Yep, going in there for the 1 point of damage. And nothing else to play. That's the benefit of making your opponent have no cards in hand. Your cards are crucial. So Jeremiah had a top deck. He top decked 2. We didn't get to see, I don't think, what he got. What did he get? Little Tifa and a Brihilder. Brihilder's not going to do anything because it goes 7,000 points of damage. And then the little Tifa is not going to do anything. Maybe he could have brought out the little Tifa because he has 2 free energy there. Belias is going to allow him to draw a card. Going in there. Ooh, Zengen. Zengen's going to give him a free search for Tifa. Taking the Tifa. So Ray still has that Devout. He could crack. He is still in the combat phase right now. Nope, he is going to play another Devout. Double Devouts. So this could be very, very dangerous. Ray could potentially take like 4 points of damage this turn. He doesn't know that Jeremiah has a hasty little Tifa in his hand. But we do. So he can swing in right now. He has 2 guys dull. So he's got Imaginary Brawler coming at him and Lawn coming at him. So looks like 2 points of damage for sure. The Tifa would be a 3rd point of damage. And that would put him at 4 points of damage. Jeremiah now has a ton of cards. You can see the benefits of not playing anything last turn and then also hitting that lucky EX burst. Both of them actually, the Belias and the Zengen, gave him 2 free cards. So he went from 0 cards up to 6 cards, which is huge. The question is what to play. So we see a Brihilder. Brihilder is going to be worthless in this spot because they are both 9k. He's going to go and swing in first, which is probably the smarter play because you want to see what happens in the EX burst. He doesn't look like he's going to go in and use the baby Tifa. Looks like he's going to opt into using the bigger Tifa here, the starter Tifa. Probably pitching... Oh, okay, he's pitching the Rain. I believe that's Rain. And there we go, pitching the Brihilder to bring out the Cloud. Definitely a good play there, I think. Cloud now has Brave thanks to the Tifa. So he has a big, big turn coming up next turn. So Imaginary Brawler can make one forward not be able to block for the rest of the turn. the highest costing forward. So Ray definitely needs another forward out here. Cloud can also buff up any character by 2k. The Seraphine can buff up another character by 2k. So Jeremiah is potentially threatening a lot of damage next turn. Pretty much game. He can't win the game next turn, but he can get very, very, very close with a big push. Because he does have 2 blockers. Ray does have 2 blockers that he can just sacrifice. We got some Devouts coming out here, too. What is he going to Devout out? Devout out a Kyros. Let's see if we can take a look at Ray's hand here. Not going to show us his hand. He's going to go in there and swing with the Kyros. Kyros is buffed up to 9k as well, I believe. The Tifa is a 9k as well, thanks to the little bro in the background there. Take the damage there. Let's see. What can we see? Can we see? Ah, not showing us his hand. He's going in there with the Laguna as well. This definitely is risky because if he loses the Laguna or the Squall, that decreases the power of his other units. If I were Jeremiah there, I probably would have blocked with the Celefi or the Tifa. Although at this point, if Ray doesn't do anything, he's just lost the game because the Imaginary Brawler is going to be used to make Squall not block. And then all 4 forwards are going to push through. So unless Ray has something on him... Okay, Ray's got an Odin in his hand. Ray also has a Time Mage. So Odin can blow up something that is 4-drop or less. I'm trying to see what else is in there. So there's a Jill? Does it look like a Jill? Okay, yeah, that definitely is a Jill. Okay, so Jill's going to save him. So Jill's going to freeze the Brawler and the Lawn. And so 2 other cards. So we know one is an Odin. Interesting. Why is he debating here? I guess he's maybe thinking about the Devout and maybe devouting something. Okay, so this looks like another Laguna. Okay, so that's why he attacked with the Laguna. He didn't care if the Laguna died because he could brought out a replacement Laguna. So we have Odin, we have Jill, and we have Laguna in his hand. No, that's a Time Mage. Is there 4? Aye. This is so annoying, guys. Can't see what is in hand. But just think, this is what you have to think about when you're playing the game, guys. You have to, strategize of what to play around. You don't know what they have in his hand. We got the bird's eye view here. We're going to see. So he's Time Maging. I don't know if I like that play at all. That's going to Dolan freeze the Tifa. I don't know why he didn't just Jill the Lawn and the Imaginary Brawler. Because breaking the Time Mage does some bad things. So now he's only got 1 backup. It makes it harder to play other cards. Yep, he's going to go in there and Brawler. Can't block. Going to get 3 points of damage. Lawn's going in. Cloud's going in. And Cloud has Brave, so he's not going to turn. No EX burst whatsoever. I mean, the only thing is Ray could be hoping for a Shiva here to push through for the win, because Jeremiah is at 4 points of damage, but Jeremiah can summon something potentially. Let's see if he has anything to summon. Oh, there is a big Zandy in his hand. I definitely think Zandy should be popping out here. And that would, I think, clinch the game. Oh, he's just passing turn. So Jeremiah could lose this turn here if Ray has a Shiva. Any Shiva whatsoever, or any card to Dull Cloud, and it should be GG. There's also a Devout in place, so definitely I think a mistake here by Jeremiah. Jeremiah should have dropped his pretty much entire hand to bring out the Zandy. The Shiva still would have pretty much been game, because Shiva does Dull too. But Zandy would have protected against other things. Let's see what's in there. So there's an Al Cid. Does he have the trigger for it? So Devout bringing back Al Cid. It doesn't look like there's anything coming out. Nope, there it is. There's the Onionite. Alright, so that is gonna be it. Unless Jeremiah has something else. I don't think so. So he can just pray for EX Burst. And this would have, if he brought out the Zandy, he would have been alive in this situation. Because he would have had two guys. Ray would not have been able to kill the two guys. So now Ray has this game, and he is just hoping not to hit an EX Burst. And there it is. Oh no, that was the draw for the Belias. Yep, and there it is. That is GG. Squall going in for the victory. Oh, no. No, not for the victory. The counter there. The water kick from the Tifa. Definitely forgot about that. So he did have some tricks to save himself. Now he's at 6 points of damage. Zalera coming out now, blowing everything up, and this is huge. So once again, the Zandy. The Zandy should have came out, I think. Zandy would have been a 10k blocker. This is going to blow up everything but the Tifa. It's a 6-6 matchup here. So Jeremiah does still have options. He can pop a Ifrit. Oh, but he's not going to. He's gonna go into the next turn, see what happens, keeping his options here. If he drew, ooh, he drew. Oh, Jeremiah drew good, and he's got game here. He's gonna go an Ifrit for 6k on the Al Cid, and then he's gonna summon out the Vivi, and then he's gonna blow up Vivi for 8,000, and that's gonna be it. Such a lucky draw here. So close. Such a close game here. And there we have it. We have a Jeremiah taking down the victory here. So my initial reaction was the mono red was gonna take this game down, but I think the Zandy should have come out. So GG, congrats. Let's go get the prizes.
I'm gonna watch that one on stream. I don't want to watch mine.
Yeah, it's just all those devout's just set me up for a little bit, and then I pulled I'll say it.
I got it right here, guys. This is actually including the participation. that ended up being 8 for first, 4 for 2 ones.
That's all the 2 ones are gonna get.
All 2 ones get 4 packs. All the 1 2s get 2 packs, and then the 03 gets 1 pack. Yep.
Do we have to pick all one, or can we
You
split?
can divvy up whatever you like.
They're not like
All
ones I
one?
put in here.
You want 8 packs of 1?
Oh, yes, please. Man, I was such a good game. I was so nervous there. I was like, oh man, he's building up a big board, and I'm like, I think I can leave Kyros alone.
I was shocked that you didn't bring out the Zandy.
Oh man.
I guess you were.
But if I had done the Sandy, then I'd still lose regardless.
Only did the Shiva.
So what?
Only did the Shiva.
But like, I needed to get Kyros through.
Is the stream still going?
Like I see that, I recognize that from like teacher.
Did you keep the stream going, or
Yeah, streams are gone.
you want to do an interview back there? You can talk about the game. That way, like the viewers can actually hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, I
Maybe
recognize.
you can show off surprises.
Open up on stream.
Hey, you can do that.
Let's do that. Let's open up on stream.
That's all. Whatever it is.
It's like that requires 2 minute resources, and I wanted to still
Oh yeah, so one.
Yeah, that's what. Cause I thought you were dead that turn, and I didn't know. Okay.
Oh yeah. And I was also looking to see if I could another one to kick out.
I love it.
He didn't leave me to listen to anything.
What one next one?
What are you gonna get?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You can still watch it.
Yeah, people were watching. No one was chatting.
No one was chatting.
Yeah.
Except the ones that were talking shit about it.
No, people were chatting in the second game, but the third match.
You know, I have the screen up with like the camera on you guys. You guys can just sit in the chairs and then just hit transition whenever you're ready.
Oh, the camera on us. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it there. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it off the stream.
No, I just had multiple packs and then on screen.
I don't know if I need anything else from.
I don't have a good legend.
Because I know, like, when you combine the, like,
Lightning.
lightning ends up being.
Alright, well, I can get one now.
What is this?
Lightning's not like a chase legend that comes down.
Oh yeah, this is still really good. Yeah.
Oh, we got a squall. Good foil.
Oh wow, that is good.
Is that?
Also, it is.
Yeah, right. Because he's no so that would be awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, like the little.
Great one.
What is that?
Foil Titus.
Oh, awesome. Let me.
Ray, what would you like?
That's the big pull right there.
What else you got?
Ray, what?
Hey, take a top 8 in there too.
And then.
So this is including the participation.
Oh man, it's
Let's do.
No.
Yeah, I thought at first.
Oh, we get 2 packs then. There's top 8.
Titus.
not Wave 1 Rams.
Bottom 2 will get 1 pack.
No,
One's not Wave 1, the other one's
Yeah.
not Wave 1.
And one of the other.
So minimum people get 2 packs.
So everybody gets at least 1 pack, and then I think X2s get 2 packs, and X1s get 4 packs.
Yeah.
So everybody gets 2 packs. It's 1 pack.
Ooh, that's nice. Oh, 1 pack, okay.
So it's on the field.
I got Titus and Lightning.
All the.
Do you need any cards, Jeremiah, for like Hocus 1 or 2? What do you need more of?
Say what?
What do you need more of from Hocus 1 or 2?
Focus 1. I don't have any of the big legends.
Alright.
You got those come in.
And I got 2 foil Titus.
Yeah, but she took so it was 2 1 1.
Who wants to play?
You're itching.
Oh, sorry, one more.
Let's play for champions.
I'm just. Actually, I don't think I really need much of it.
Oh, no one plays sidecar.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. We are gonna. Yep, the prizes. We're gonna call it after they open up a couple of packs.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave it on here just a few as they continue to open up the prize pack. So foil Tidus, definitely pretty cool there. Yeah, Sky High Comics has Opus 1 packs in stock. So if you are in the San Marco area, definitely drop by. Opus 1 packs, very, very hard to find right now.
Alright, so I guess all we have to do is win like win some nationals and they'll give you a full set of Opus 1.
Grateful.
What do we got?
Well, points, Solera. Oh, and a Bart.
And a Bart. Hey, that's a good pack.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Great
Is
one.
that all your packs?
Yeah.
Alright.
So I got Yuppie.
You can either
Foil
go for
Red,
it.
Fran,
Bart's and Solera.
Solera, nice, nice.
That's going right into my deck.
You want? I think I have another Zalera. What?
I have the 3 Zolaras, I just don't have the
No, I mean the foil.
foil? Oh.
Yeah, I think I have foil Zalera.
If I end up slotting something up for Zolaras, I might need those.
Oh, okay.
Water ice, like I wanted to get those.
We get to fight for it then. I don't know how we're gonna resolve this fight because I'm most likely just gonna give it to you guys. You're gonna have to fight for it somehow.
We'll just keep adding to the tab. I'm up to like 24, so I figured next time we go out and play, I'll just buy your food.
Well, what I thought about
But if they
doing.
keep getting bigger and bigger, then that's gonna be like multiple.
What I thought about doing was because I can't make it to a pre-release, I might ask you to do a pre-release, take the $45 from me, and then I would be okay with that.
yeah.
But they say they would.
What price is that?
Buy them.
Yeah.
And I would just be fine calling it in on that.
I mean,
And then you'd have to drive all the way like up
There's a
here.
question on the chat about drafting tips. If you want to answer that, or then you can
Ah,
turn it off.
This guy's got all the drafting tips.
Me, I don't have. Like, what are the questions?
Introduce yourself.
Where am I going?
No, it's all the way back here.
Oh man.
So like, oh, I'll take that Yuppie.
You can. I'll put you on camera real quick.
I guess I'm taking that brand.
Ooh. And there you go. So there was a question right there. It says, any tips about drafting? I don't know if you want to talk to.
Well, hello. I'm Jeremiah. You just watched me on stream. Drafting tips. I haven't done too many drafts, but I've been successful at the ones that I have done. Typically, what I do is I'll look for cards that gravitate me towards that color. Find basically the biggest bomb that you can find, right? And that'll tend to be my first pick. The other thing that you look for is solid removal to draw towards the colors that you want to do. What's important to remember when you're drafting, though, is you do have to very much prioritize your backups as well. So let your removal, and especially backups that act as removal, like Masked Woman or something along those lines, are pretty high picks, just because you want to make sure that you're able to cast things in your colors. And then, yeah, bombs first, removal, and then prioritize your backups, because you're going to need them to be able to cast. Keep in mind as you're drafting too, another tip for drafting is with most of the rules with draft, you can discard cards of any color to cast backups. So some backups are very strong, such as Cannoneer, even if they're off color, because they act as very strong spell type effects. So hope that answers your question. Yeah, thanks.
What was the last thing? It was water kick.
On my squall.
Kick on the
Squall,
ball,
so
yeah.
it could kill me.
So it couldn't kill you, and then you drew into.
I had the Ifrit.
Oh, you were
so I
Ifrit.
Ifrit the guy.
Yeah.
One of his
Yeah.
knights. And then I drew into the VV.
Oh, there you go.
So the VV was able to finish off. Whatchamacallit.
Oh,
The extra card off the
Thank you very much, Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, no problem. It didn't matter so much because I had the card. No, I went back to
All right, guys. Raul Ochoa here, owner of Sky High Comics. Just wanted to say thank you very much for watching the stream. we're hoping to bring you guys a little bit more coverage for all these other games. I know we normally stream Magic on Monday nights and Friday nights, but we're going to start doing Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Super, and a few other things here and there, so keep tuned. Make sure to follow us on Twitch, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.